That's $10,000, Connor. Ha ha! Yeah! 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 This show is not for sharpshooters. This show is a fucking machine gun. There's no chewy center to this show. It's all hard candy. This show is not a sniper on a fucking roof. This show is a drone taking out a village. Do not invite me into your house because I will come in and I will wreak fucking havoc. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. We have an experiment today, folks. We have it. It's quite an experiment. It's an interesting experiment. And I don't know whether I should tell you about it because I don't know if I'm letting you in too much by letting you know about it because then you're going to be sitting here and waiting. Because, look, Hitchcock said, have an explosion go off and the audience has a tremendous shock. But then it wears off and then the rest of the film continues. But if you show the audience the bomb and then you show them the restaurant and everything that's happening around the bomb underneath the table, it's more satisfying for the audience because they sit there and they wait on the edge of their seats, tense, wondering when the bomb's going to go off or if someone's going to save them or if anyone's going to die, if they're like the guy, if the waiter's going to take shrapnel in the face. Everybody wonders and they create all of these scenarios in their head. So part of me wants you to sit there and wonder if I'm going to take shrapnel in the face. That's what I have to tell you. I don't know whether I should let you behind the curtain on this. And I'm not loud enough in my ears, by the way. Can we turn me up? Test.
2 seconds ago, you were too loud.
Well,
you were too echoey.
I was echoey then.
You were not echoey enough.
Well, all right, so I'm trying to figure stuff out is all. Loud, turn me loud. Crank me up in my head. I want to hear me loud. No, that didn't.
That's as loud as it's going to go.
Are you serious?
Yes.
How come I don't sound loud anymore? I didn't do anything. I haven't touched anything. I've done nothing. Now you're moving. Oh, you're hitting the microphone? That happened last week.
Okay.
Last week.
Good.
All
You
right.
should be loud.
Has this show devolved into a series of technical blunders? I think it has, perchance. Last week, I was hitting the microphone on purpose to be silly, like I'm fucking the Laurel and Hardy of podcasting. I wanted to get a boom mic, dude. And now, today, I literally am not loud enough in my head. I may be loud enough in your head, folks. Crank me up. Do me a favor. Just for me. Crank me up as loud as I'll go. Well, actually, you know what? First, yank me, and then crank me.
Jesus
And I have to ask you a favor. Please don't wake up and thank me. It's very important to me. All right, I'm going to tell you. All right, there's a couple of things I don't want to tell you that I'm going to tell you that I have to tell you. But I don't have to tell you anything. It's funny because I always have something happen to me, and I go, Lily, I got to tell people that. And she's like, no, you don't have to fucking tell anybody that. I'm like, yes, actually, I do. She goes, no, you don't. Don't you understand that you can live an unexamined life to a certain extent? I mean, there are things that you don't need to pull the curtain back for. And I said, that's insane. This, however, is the same woman who 10 minutes ago looked at me and patted me on the arm and said, not everything is about you. And I said, you're fucking wrong. You are absolutely wrong because everything, God damn it, everything is about me. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. I've got legions of people out there who are just like, I can't wait to hear what happens to Mike. I know what's going to happen to Mike. This is exactly what would happen to Mike. What would Mike do? WWM fucking D. Let's make some goddamn bracelets and throw them out there for people. Didn't we have that once before? Because I remember I was leading a cult and I told people to take their shirts off on the bus and start screaming because I knew, of course, my demographic was people on the goddamn bus. That's it. That's all the people who listen to me. It's me and Matt Brindle. That's it. That's the only people I have in my fucking circle. Hey, I give Matt's name. Why not? Because Matt makes me laugh on fucking Facebook. I know nothing about Matt. He's a guy in Canada who I've never met. I don't know anything about him. I know he's a weightlifter guy. He might be in college. He might not even be a weightlifter guy. He might just go to the gym, but he constantly bitches about the bus on Facebook. Be friends with Matt Brindle. That's what I'll tell you. Everybody friend request Matt Brindle on Facebook so you can see him bitching about the bus because that's me. He's a younger version of me, Matt Brindle. I've never spoken to the man. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what his life is like. I think he's in school and he doesn't like the bus. And I'll tell you what, that's one half of me. My phone keeps going off in my pocket. It's so funny. That's one of the things I didn't want to keep telling you guys. All right, I'm going to tell you this because why not? Well, I'll tell you all of this, right? Well, let's talk about this first of all. There's a good thing I can talk about. And I told Lily, I go, hey, I have a good thing. And she's like, what is it? I go, never mind. I'll talk about it on the show. And then she turned around and patted me in the arm. She goes, not everything is about you. I said, yes, it is. Yes, I know. I'm getting ha. Why do you reveal? Why do you always reveal?
I didn't reveal. I just fuck.
She does it all the time. She pats me in the arm. We go to a restaurant. She pats me in the arm. Not everything's about you. And I go, that was me ordering food. Yes, it's about me. If I don't want Russian dressing, that's about me. God damn it.
I love that you won't even let me order my own food. You're a gentleman and you're like,
yes, I'm a
let me
gentleman.
order your food for you. You're a control freak. I'm not sure.
See, you would think that, but that's not. That's not the case. I don't think. I mean, I got to be honest. I walk a fine line. I don't think I'm a control freak about it. I'm trying to be nice and try to be a gentleman. But then part of me thinks that I'm being too insistent. Because I'll tell you what, you know who is not a fan of that? Our friend Jill, who I try to order in a restaurant, or I try to order a drink for her, I try to put her coat on, or I try to open a door for her, and she just does it. She opens the door because she's independent. She's been independent, I guess, her whole life to do things like that. And also, whenever I do it, but here's the thing that makes me think I'm a control freak. Okay, because it's a nice gesture. And it's something I like to do. I think it's a gentlemanly thing to do, and I like to do it for the woman in my life or any woman that I happen to be with. Um, but then when Jill's like, I've just always done this for myself, I blanch at it and I kind of pout. And it's like,
You even do it to me.
I do. I do it to you. I do it to whoever I'm with. It's just this thing because I shouldn't pout. I should just recognize that maybe that person wants to do something for themselves and doesn't fucking want to do it. And then of course Jill feels badly because she thinks she made me feel bad, and then she's just like, no, I'm not used to this. That's all. I'm not used to it because she grew up in Wisconsin with a bunch of fucking heathens who don't care about women. Which, by the way, let's talk about that for just a second. Well, I don't know if I should go. All right, whatever. Um, I don't know. Never mind. All right, so,
Did the Wisconsin people write?
well, you know what? I've heard.
Chamber of Commerce write you?
No, something completely different. I did get an email from Wisconsin that I may talk about, and I may not. Who knows? I can tell you it was weird, and well, it's not weird, whatever. Again, there's more things to talk about. Remind me about weird Wisconsin. All right, so,
What good thing happened?
oh, well, all right. Well, no, there was something else too, but we were talking about something else. We went off because I was talking about how, yeah. So like, it's because I remember. All right, who cares? So I was gonna peel back the curtain on a bunch of stuff, and I said my phone was going off in my pocket, and here's why. And I also wanted to tell people about the experiment, about the bomb, about Hitchcock, right? We got to go back and listen to the beginning of the show. We got to start over. Let's just start over. Everybody rewind this and start this from the beginning because it's going to catch up to itself. I promise. This show's eating its tail early. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even think that was going to happen this early, but it is. It's fucking because I'm talking quick. I need to slow down. I need to take a breath. I need to actually. Hi. My voice sounds really good today, though. I was worried again. I had an OD throat the other day, but today I sound good. I sound really good. And by the way, you know what? That gave away a little bit of what I was trying to say. Some of the curtain being peeled back. I said the other day I had an OD throat. I didn't say last week, and there's a reason, folks. This is a Friday record.
What?
You know that fucking genius show I did about dogs and porn stars the other day, and about cuckolding and all that nonsense, and everything was awesome, and dogs with clothes on? I did that fucking scant 48 hours ago, and now I'm here trying to recreate more content for you motherfuckers. Look what you do. Because I could have gone clip show, and you know what? I was going to go to Facebook and tell people of my plight, tell people of my dilemma. And you people don't fucking care. And also, why do I use Facebook as the fulcrum? Why is that my crowbar? Why is that my bulldozer? Why do I have to go there? Why didn't I go somewhere else? Why should I post this at slate.com? That's what I should do. I'll go to 4chan and create a thread. I'll go to Reddit. Hey, you guys have no idea who the fuck I am. Should I do a real show this week or a clip show? Boo. Fuck you. OP does not deliver. You know who hangs out at 4chan? Matt Brindle. All right, so.
I don't think that's true.
Or as I like to call him, Brindlefly. I've never met this guy. He's gonna be, if he even still listens, I have no idea if he does. He's just in my Facebook news feed, and he comes up and he hates the bus, and I'm just like, haha, I identify with the guy who hates the bus. All right. So, and dude, I hate the bus. Oh, and I saw a dude the other day. Well, I'll get into that later. I'll talk about that later. Perhaps I will. But yes, this is a Friday record, and not just a Friday record, folks. Let's start with that. You're thinking, dude, why are you recording on a Friday? And I'm thinking, dude seems informal. Why don't you call me Mr. Schmidt? But then I go, you know what? It's dude, of course. We're all friends. We're close. We're tight. We can all say dude to one another. So, here's why I'm doing a Friday record. Because me and Peter and Paul and Mary are leaving on a jet plane on Tuesday. We're heading to Florida. And we don't know when we'll be back again. But I do know this. We know for sure we won't be back next Wednesday, which is when we usually record. So we will be on the plane and flying off. So next week, I'm in Florida because, all right, should I go into this? I guess I should. My mom, I'm going to see my mom. As you know, my mom has lung cancer. and she wanted me to come and visit her. So I was trying to schedule a trip, and then she wound up working herself into a lather about her surgery, and she didn't know when it was going to be, but she wanted me to come to town before she had her surgery, and that was important to her. So I finally couldn't fuck around anymore. I was like, I have to book this trip, and I will just be there, and I will see you, and we'll play it by ear and see what happens. Because I haven't seen my mom probably in 3 years. Which is why cancer got the balls to show up. I got to be honest with you, because if cancer knew that I was still in the picture, never would have taken the leap. Cancer's frightening me.
It's true.
I'm the only fucking entity in the world that scares cancer. You think a needle scares cancer? No. You think fucking chemo or radiation scares cancer? No. There's a reason that the chemical abbreviation for the chemicals they use in chemotherapy is MKE. That may or may not be true. But for fucking on the fly, that wasn't bad. All right, so yeah, I got it. So I got to go to Florida and kick cancer in the face. That's what I got to do. Because I'm actually all right. So here's the deal. So I told my mom. I said, Mom, I'm coming to Florida. I'm coming. I'm gonna make a plan, and I'm gonna book a trip. And she's like, Well, don't come unless I'm not having surgery. Whatever. Well, it turns out my mom gets her surgery date. Now I booked the flight. I'm flying April 1st, and I'm there till April 8th. I'm gonna stay for a week. Well, with all the rigmarole and the hullabaloo and the shenanigans and the back and the forths and the mix-em-ups and the mash-em-ups, my mom finally gets her surgery date. And she calls me, and she's like, Hey, I found out all my information. I go, Good, I found out all my information, too. I got the trip, and I know when I'm coming. And she said, Great. My surgery date is March 31st, Monday morning. I said, That's great. I will be there April 1st in the evening. And she goes, Oh, no, you can't do that. I said, Yeah, I can. What are you talking about? She goes, No, I'm going to be all laid up. And it's like, can you cancel that trip? Like, why would I cancel that trip? It's like, again, it's just the weirdest idea. Like, dude, I'm having surgery. You can't come out here. No, that's why I'm coming out there. I was coming out there because you're going to be ill, and I was hoping to help and all those things. And my mom says, Well, you're not going to have any fun while you're out here. And which is ridiculous. I mean, I first of all, I'm going to have plenty of fun while I'm out there. Dude, have you ever seen me in a hospital? I totally crack everybody up. It's great. Bookmeforyourhospital.com. But I told her, I go, No, Ma, don't worry about it. I'm just going to go, and it's going to be fine, and you're going to have surgery, and I'll be there. And she's like, Well, I'm in the hospital for at least 5 days. She goes, I'm hoping to get out a little earlier. I go, Oh, really? After they chop part of your lung off, you're hoping to walk out of the hospital the next day? Good for you, Ma. I mean, you're tough, but I don't think you're that fucking tough. Although, when I show up, the two of us will kick cancer's ass. My mom will do it on her own, but now that I'm there for backup, fuck it, cancer's finished. They should just hire me to come and stare at people with cancer. Cancer would leap out of their body. You would see it run away, like in a cartoon, and it would go, Yay, 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 like a whipped dog. That's my tagline. I'm the man who scares cancer. It's like the man who shot Liberty Valance. I'm the man who scared cancer out of his mom. That's it. That's me. Because everybody needs a tagline. Look, I have theme music. We already know I have Orgasmatron following me wherever I go, but now we need a tagline. So when I walk into the store, they can introduce me as such. It's appropriate. Because all the burlesque dancers have taglines. They all have fucking... Oh, dude, by the way, fuck, yeah. I asked Lily, dude, I thought of this. And look, this is what happens when you're in the car alone. For some reason, I thought of the name Amber Alert, and I'm like, that would be a fantastic name for a stripper or a burlesque dancer. Oh, my God. But strippers never use their last name. They only use their first name. Please welcome to the main stage, Amber. But burlesque dancers actually have names, and they have taglines. So I was like, Lily, and I wrote it on my Facebook page. I go, is there a burlesque dancer named Amber Alert? And if not, what the fuck is everyone waiting for? Because why wouldn't you be Amber Alert? And then in my car, I just kept thinking of taglines like, she's the siren that stops traffic. I mean, it's like all of these different things. It's fucking amazing. And then Lily was like, she wrote on my wall and made fun of me and came up with a bunch of, what were the names she came up with? They were all killed in a car accident?
Amber Alert, Vera Abruptly, and Lane Closure all died in a terrible tassel accident.
Vera Abruptly. Yeah, perfect. Which made me laugh. But then it also made sport of the fact that I had come up with the best burlesque name in the history. That's even better than Nipples Gonzalez. Amber Alert.
What's sad is there is a Nipples Gonzalez.
Oh, that's not sad at all.
There's also a Tits McGee now.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Tits McGee's, that's kind of overt.
Amber Alert is actually a name that people have thought of using but didn't, because again, in burlesque that pigeonholes you into a certain thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I just think it's awesome. Pigeonholes you into awesomeness.
Then you should dance under the name Amber Alert.
Dude, I want to be pigeonholed into awesomeness. Write that down. If that's not the title of the show, it's going to be the title of the email. Pigeonholed into awesomeness. I'll wait. That's a lot of letters.
Well, what's funny is this would be the first time something I said was the name of the show.
Well, no, I said pigeonholed into awesomeness. You said it's something that you wind up getting,
Pigeonholed.
and then I said pigeonholed into awesomeness. I came up with it.
You did.
That's not the name of the show. It's over. Last week we were going to name the show something that you came up with.
No, we weren't. You suggested it, but it wasn't funny enough.
What? Well, neither is pigeonholed by awesomeness, but I was throwing you a bone.
I wasn't going to say anything.
All right.
I already know the name of the show.
Oh, what? Already? It's early. So anyway, so here's the bomb under my table, folks. Here's the Hitchcockian bomb that I'm showing you beforehand. I should have shown this early. You know, this should have been the first fucking thing I said, really, when I think about it, because then it shows them the bomb. But then, you know what? There is no suspense because they can see on the iPod already what's going to happen. They already know the answer to this question. But here it is, folks. I have like an hour to do this show. An hour seems light. All right, I have to be, unfortunately, in fucking Barbecue Town tonight. And I'm here on a Friday doing this show with Lily. And before I have to go to work, I don't like recording on a Friday. And then I said to her, I go, look, she's like, all right, be here at 10 a.m. on Friday. Can I come at 11? She goes, well, you came at 11 on Tuesday and you left at 6:30. Do you really think that you're going to be done? And I said, well, we talked for 3 hours. And she goes, yeah, like we do every week. And I said, we're not going to talk for 3 hours on Friday. It's not going to happen. So I said, please let me come at 11. She said, okay. And then I came and there was traffic. And then I got here at, 11:30? Probably? 11:45. And what time is it now?
1:33.
It's now 1:33. So we didn't talk for 3 hours. We talked for 2 hours. Well, not really, because I'm talking now on here. We talked for like an hour and a half.
We're 16 minutes into the show.
Only 16? Only 16. And I...
You don't do it. Just don't do it. No.
I was too young. I was much too young to know. See, I'll go back to the 50s for you, folks. That's how I work it. It's 50s on 5, 50s at 5, 50s for 5. Yeah, that's what it was. It was 50s for 5 people. That's what it was. That's a better description of it. 50s for 5 people. There's like 5 old people out there who went, only 16. And I was too young. I was much too young to know. All right, so... So this is just me. Fuck. So there's the bomb. I have to be done by a certain time, and it all depends on how often I stop and start, and whether I run myself into a fucking verbal wall, and whether I can harness the bees and bring you a cogent thought, and I don't know if I can, quite frankly. But there was something else to tell people. What were we talking about? There were good things and bad things and things that I was going to mention.
There's a good thing, and your phone was going off in your
My
pocket.
phone is going off in my pocket because here's something I did for this show. Because there was something I thought, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I ever told anybody this. And so then I asked Lily and she goes, yeah, I'm 99% sure that you did. And then I asked David and he goes, yeah, no, you did. And then I was like, I don't think I did because I told them individually, but I didn't tell them on the show. And so they both looked at me and they said, why don't you ask Rich? I said, what? And they go, ask Rich Galvin, because he's going to know. And I'm like, nah, Rich is behind on the fucking show, and he's not, he's believe me, he's got a band, and he's very busy. He's a very busy man these days. And Lily's like, well, you should text him at least. And I was like, all right. So I sat here to record, and I texted him to just say, hey, this is stupid to ask, because I know you're behind on the show. And so my phone was going off. And, well, let's see. That might not even been him. I should check. Let's see. Let's see what Rich said. How long is it going to take me to get my phone out of my pocket?
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Rich says no. I didn't tell those stories. Regardless, I'm not going to tell it because as far as I'm concerned, I did. I think I did. And I also told people, I forget, it might have been in Austin when we went out, I was talking about it because this happened a while ago. Well, whatever. But but now people are going to be like, no, you didn't tell it.
Well, Rich says no? Seriously?
Yeah.
I swear you did.
Well, Rich is busy. Rich is in school. He's got a band. He's got kids. He's got a wife and all that stuff. So he can't keep track of this nonsense.
How did you phrase it? Because if you didn't phrase it properly, he wouldn't. If you used the name, he won't know because you didn't use the name on the show.
I think I did actually. Here's what I asked him. I said, have I told the story about this? And then described it, and said, I've told Lily and David in real life. They can't remember if they heard it from me or on the show. I just wanted to know before I repeat myself like a grandfather. And Well, because I don't want to say the description now, because then people are going to be, all right, the story about, have I told the story about delivering food to rich people, the Russians in the Hollywood Hills and Ariana Huffington? That's what I asked him. And he's like, I don't recall that at all. He's like, and then he's like, you just told the story about the Russian with the dogs. And I'm like, yes, I know what I did last week, 2 days ago, Rich.
Barely.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Let's talk about that. Did I tell you I was attacked by dogs? I should probably mention that. Holy God, I went to make a food delivery, folks. What if I did that? What if I just repeated all of the show from last week? How great would that be? Actually, it'd probably be better than this.
I don't know.
This fucking leaning in and telling people, hey, here's what I could talk about, but I won't. I mean, nobody wants to fucking hear that.
So your phone buzzed. Rich got back to you. He says no. We say yes.
Yes. So now it's a fucking coin flip. And the thing is, the reason I trust him a little more is because I've told you and I've told David, so you have the idea of it in your head, so you think that you've heard it. But now I want to go on Facebook and say, hey, did I tell this fucking thing? And open it up to people. But then they're going to know what next week's show is all about, or this week's show, or today's show.
Well, they already know because you've said about delivering food to rich people.
Well, they just said it now on here, but they don't know until next week.
Ariana Huffington in the story. I swear you told it. Maybe you told it and we cut it out.
That could happen. We did that one show where we cut like 18 minutes out.
Yeah, that may have been the show.
You know what we got to do? Call David Frost. Because perhaps he could interview me.
Just drop the mic. We're
Really?
out.
Walk out?
That was fucking great.
That's not bad. I'm good at this. I do okay.
Look up David Frost.
Yeah, folks, look that up and look up the tapes and all that stuff. All right, good. So, anyway, I don't know what to do here. So I'm here talking, and it's like I did a show 2 days ago, and what did I say to you that day? I looked at Lily as we were doing it, and I go, I think I could do 2 of these a week. And she goes, what? And I go, because people are always asking me to do extra content and do more shows. And I thought, what if I did a Monday show and a Friday show? I could do that, right? And then I went, wait, a Tuesday and a Thursday, because nobody gives a fuck on Friday. I go, I'd have to do it like a Monday and a Thursday, because on Friday, if you put a show out on a Friday, nobody fucking cares. It's not a good day for podcasts, because people like to listen at work or whatever they're doing. And if you drop it on a Friday, hi, I'm Macy Gray. If you drop it on a Friday, then it bleeds into Saturday, Sunday, and nobody listens to it. But if you do it on a Thursday, early Thursday, people have all day Thursday and Friday to talk about it, and then post pictures of their dogs with ties on. It's fucking fantastic. So that's why. So then I said to Lily on Wednesday, I go, what? I think I could do 2 of these a week. Because usually when I walk out of here, I'm dead. I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, dude, I can't move. And that seems right. That's fuck. Look, it's hard, but it's not that hard. It's not like I'm moving fucking furniture. I am, but it's in my head. And hold on. I got to move an ottoman to my medulla oblongata. So I have to move this hutch over to my cerebellum. Now, a head full of bees. I got a head full of furniture. I do. Did you hear that noise? My cerebrum just knocked over a chaise lounge. All right, so I don't know any other parts of the brain. We're done. I think I've covered all. Oh, wait. Occipital protuberance. Is that a brain part or just your head? I don't know. I know an occipital protuberance. And you know how I know that? Doesn't that sound like a scientific phrase or something you would learn in a science class? You know where I learned the phrase occipital protuberance? You're never going to guess. Don't even put your finger to your mouth. That's a decent guess. It's just as silly and bad to learn something from that. Because Schoolhouse, and actually bullshit, Schoolhouse Rock is educational and awesome. And if you learn something from that and you retain it the rest of your life, then that's fucking great. Because I know that it's just a bill, and he's only a bill, and he's sitting there on Capitol Hill, and I know it because of Saturday morning cartoons. And I can actually taste Fruity Pebbles in my mouth when I sing that song, because it's like, that's the thing. I'm sitting there, I'm eating, I'm watching the TV, and it's, and now he's down to the White House and he waits in a line with all of the bills for the president to sign. And if he signs them, then he's going to be a law. And I hope and pray that he will, but today he is still just a bill. So again, that's just stuff that's in your brain from when you were a kid. That's just permanently imprinted in your brain. But this is permanently imprinted in my brain from an entirely different silly source. Occipital protuberance, the only reason I know what it is because of a gentleman named Gorilla Monsoon. Now. And you're thinking to yourself, well, was he the host of a cartoon show? Of course he was not. Was he a gentleman in your neighborhood that you tried to get you into his house all the time with candy and free water? No, maybe, but not for me. Maybe Gorilla Monsoon did that in his own neighborhood, but not in my neighborhood. If Gorilla Monsoon would have lived in my neighborhood, oh my gosh, he would have regaled me with tales. And I would have filled them into my occipital protuberance. Occipital protuberance is a phrase that Gorilla Monsoon would use as he was describing. I'm going to let you guess. You know me. You know what I liked as a kid and as an adult, unfortunately. What?
His wrestler opponent.
Absolutely. Actually, he was a, well, Gorilla Monsoon was a famous wrestler, but that was before my time. Once I started to watch wrestling, he was the announcer. And whenever there would be a headbutt, he would say, "Oh, smashed right in the occipital protuberance." And so in my head, I was like, "What the fuck does that even mean?" And that's why I'm saying I think it just means head. I don't think it means like your oh, no, but like your head, like skull. It doesn't mean head. That would be the worst, you know. And then she gave me occipital protuberance. Like that's like the worst sex slang ever in the history of sex, or in slang. Are you looking it up? Occipital, Occipital, I believe. Protuberance. It might just be your skull. It might be the little shelf above your eyes. Because I have devil horns. I mean, you know that. I've talked about that before, and that was why it was so fucking amazing that Max just drew me with devil horns, because I actually have them for real. Well, not real horns, but I do sort of. Actually, as I lose weight, you can actually see them on my head more. It's like because my skull is becoming more pronounced. There's a thin layer of flesh around my skull, folks. You're looking at something? What are you looking up? Did you Google the wrong thing? You made a face, like I said.
The four pieces of your brain or your skull joined together.
Oh, it's that
Near
ridge.
the middle of the occipital squama is the external occipital protuberance, and the extending lateral forward. I need to fuck.
So that's basically where the pack of hot dogs is when you're fat.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna start calling it that.
Pack of hot dogs?
No, you got a nice
Occipital protuberance?
protuberance going.
I go. Oh, so you're gonna call the pack of hot dogs an occipital protuberance?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same. That's the same location essentially. So there you go. That we've learned all that. We've learned from Gorilla Monsoon. I've imparted wisdom to you that was imparted to me by Gorilla Monsoon. And perhaps here's a phrase that Bobby the Brain Heenan used to use all the time, and I wanted to use it, but I was like, I can't use this phrase. But Bobby Heenan would talk about the people in the crowd, and he would call them mouth breathers, and he would call them ham and eggers. And I fucking love the term ham and eggers for like just people who just drive a truck. Like that was his whole thing. He's like, these fucking ham and eggers. He wouldn't say fucking because he's on TV, but he'd be like, these ham and eggers. They have no idea what it means to be rich. And I'm just like, oh my God, ham and eggers is the fucking greatest way to insult somebody in history. Or insult them, not dinsult them. I don't know why I put a D in there. Dimsult, by the way, Dimsult, that's actually really bad dim sum. If you order in a restaurant and they bring you really bad dim sum, you look at the waiter and go, oh, this is a Dimsult. I don't even know what dim sum is. Is that like Chinese tapas? Is it small plates? I don't know. Small plates. By the way, that's what I have in my head, small plates. I have dim sum in my head. I have an occipital dim sum. Dude, you got punched right in the occipital tapas. All right. By the way, tapas, let's talk about tapas for just a second. Jill and I went to a tapas restaurant in Chicago, and I tried to be like, I know what tapas are, because she kind of didn't. And so I said, oh, it's like a bunch of small plates, and they bring you a bunch of small food. So, stupid me, the waitress came over, and she's describing everything, and she was real snooty to Jill and I. Because we were dead. This was after the Bears game, and we were just, I think I talked about it on here. And the waitress came over, and she's like, oh, yeah, tapas is really, because I said, just describe it for me. I've never been here for this kind of experience. She's like, oh, there's these little small plates that you can share. I mean, we recommend that you order like 6 of them, and I'm like, all right, fine. So I just started calling my shot. I ordered like bacon wrapped dates and all this fucking stuff, and they bring the first plate out, and it looks like the ribs that tipped over fucking Fred Flintstone's car. I mean, it's gigantic. And Jill was fucking, I mean, because none of us, we hadn't slept, and we were out in the cold all day, and we were just decompressing in this fucking restaurant, and I'm looking at her, and she's just like kind of fading. And I'm like, you just want to get back to your room, don't you? And she's just like, I don't, but we weren't prepared for this giant food. We're like eating, and it was good. It tasted good, but then they keep bringing, because I ordered 6 because she recommended we order 6. And essentially, I think she only brought us 5 because she couldn't see us behind those piled plates. Like she forgot that we thought we snuck out of the restaurant. She forgot we ordered a 6 because we disappeared behind the giant food that they called tapas. And maybe that's just Chicago tapas, because that's another thing Chicago has a problem with. Chicago has a portion problem. So they just bring you gigantic fucking food. And, it's like my restaurant where I work. Dude, as I've talked about, I've told somebody, I don't know. Look, the food at my restaurant is delicious. It is really amazing food. I don't know how you can order it and get through it. I mean, I see a restaurant, I walk in, and it just looks like a room full of people murdering themselves. And I know that sounds awful, and it's not a ringing endorsement for the food. They're murdering themselves in a delicious fashion, certainly. But as a former hugely fat guy, now I'm just a fat guy, but I used to be a monster. And I can remember sitting down and eating giant portions. I've talked about this on the show before. But in my restaurant, dude, these people are just, it's like joyless eating. It's like there's a medal involved or something. Like they're going to win a competition because they just get these, they order potatoes and macaroni and cheese and rice. And I'm just like, dude, that is just, you might as well just fucking cover your heart with ham. I mean, it's just fucking awful. And don't even cover your heart with ham. Cut your heart out and put a heart-shaped ham thing inside. Ham thing? How about a ham? That would be a good thing. A heart-shaped ham, not a heart-shaped ham thing. I don't even want to know what a ham thing is. You know what a ham thing is? It's that thing that's taped to the can that lets you open the ham in the can. That's what I call the ham thing. I guess it's a key. I guess I can call it that. It's not a ham thing anymore. It's a key. There's no such thing as a ham thing. All right. Why you just?
It's a ham thing.
You know what? That's actually a funny thing to say to somebody. You're just like, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna totally get a sandwich." Like, what? It's a ham thing. Don't even question it.
Is that something Ham and Eggers would enjoy?
Oh, indeed, they would. But they couldn't afford it. They don't know what it's like to be rich. But I can't say that out loud because one of them may bash me in the occipital protuberance with their welfare check. And let's talk about this for a second. Are welfare checks made out of bashable material? I don't think that they are, quite frankly. Although, you know what? Maybe that would cut down on the welfare problem in this country. Make them out of lead. Make welfare checks out of lead. And then you got to carry it to the bank. And eventually you're like, fuck, I'm tired of carrying this heavy check. I'm going to get a job. But you know what? That could also sprout up a whole industry of welfare check carrier. Just some dude in like a fucking hazmat. Dude, this is how we get poor people back to work. We let them invent their own fucking businesses. And meanwhile, rich people laugh and close their curtains. Because that's what they'll do, goddammit. Hey, have I mentioned I delivered food to rich people once? I think I did. I don't know. There seems to be I can't get a quorum. I can't get a quorum to agree on it, so I can't tell you that story, folks. I'll tell you what. If I didn't tell that story, I'll tell it next week because you will all write me and go, we didn't hear that story. Or you'll write me and go, dude, we totally heard that story. But then again, I mean, aren't all my stories the same? Because you know what's funny? One of the good things I was going to tell today is I got here and I parked in the most amazing fashion to the point where I took a photo of it and I wanted to put it on Facebook of my amazing parking. And then I'm like, well, nobody gives a fuck that I parked well, right? Nobody cares. You know who does, though? Our friend Jill. That's another thing. Whenever when I said that I'm the American Airlines Gold Level Flyer, and she's like, oh, that's really great. Like she pretends. So when I park, I'll park and she goes, you're a really good parker. You do really good when you park. I'm like, thanks. Because she already knows who I am as a guy. She just keeps shoving compliment coal into my inferior furnace. Yay! She thinks I'm good at something. Woo! Because that's me, bottomless hole, needing to be filled with compliments and praise at all times. Please adore me. That would be great. At least that's what I told my therapist. Oh, what's that, you say?
What?
I can't talk about that this week.
Why not?
No, I'll talk about it another week. Okay. I don't want to queer the deal.
I just love that I hope when you walk into therapy, you don't go, I can't talk about this week. We'll talk about it next week.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I walk in the door and our Orgasmatron is blaring, she knows something's up.
Glad that's working out for you.
Yeah, it's going well. Look, if you can't walk into your therapy with your theme song playing, I don't know when you can. The outstretched grasping hand. Why is my Lemmy he has the throat thing. My Lemmy has a hole in his throat. There's a hole in his throat, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in her throat, dear Liza, a hole. There's a hole in your throat, dear Lemmy, dear Lemmy. There's a hole in your throat, dear Lemmy, a hole. All right. So fill it, dear Lemmy, dear Lemmy, dear Lemmy. Don't fill it with the bucket. There's a hole in a boat, in the roat, in the goat. All right. In the roat? There's no hole in the roat. There's a hole in the moat. There's a boat. There's a boat in the moat with a goat. Would I eat green eggs and ham there? I probably would not. You know who I am? I just figured it out. And nobody else will get this ever. I shouldn't even say it. Nobody will know. You know who would know? My brother Glenn. He would get it.
Who are you?
There's a supervillain in the Marvel Universe named Claw. Mm-hmm. He's made of sound waves. Mm-hmm. And so he constantly talks just to hear himself talk because he's fascinated by sound. So like even the Secret Wars, Dr. Doom used him to turn him into a lens to try to, who cares? Nobody cares.
You're the Claw?
Claw is his name, K-L-A-W. And he is made entirely of sound waves. And you can actually slice him up and use him for things. But he would say things like, well, all right, he would say things, ings, bings, things, rings, dings. He would do that to hear himself because he's fascinated by sound and language. He would be fascinated by that. So that's who I am, man. I'm just that fucking dude. Every Wednesday. I'm not him all the time. I'm only him on Wednesday. Today's Friday! God damn it. I'm Claw all the time. All right. Hopefully Dr. Doom does not slice me up and turn me into a lens. Oh, no. Although if he slices me up to turn me into tapas, they will be large portion tapas. You can't serve me as tapas. I'm a big fucking entree. You can't make small plates out of me. I am not a small plate guy. I'm a platter. Dude, fuck that. You can't put me on small plates. I'm a goddamn platter. Good things are happening, folks. Well, you know, it's funny. I got to talk about therapy now because I wasn't going to, but now it came up. Listen, here's how it works. When anything organically comes up, I have to talk about it. And when anything comes up that's organic, I have to talk about it. And I just ate some blueberries before the show. They were organic. But that was, I also, you didn't offer me a spoon for my blueberries, and that actually kind of disappointed me. You gave me a spoon for yogurt. Well, yes, but then you washed it and put it away, and then I got the blueberries and I was eating them with my hands like an animal, like a caveman.
I thought you still had the spoon. Did you really give it back to me at that point?
I washed it and put it in the dish drain.
How am I supposed to know?
You're not my
that?
maid. Of course I take care of myself. I wash my silverware and I put it
Why
away.
didn't you just pick up the spoon?
Well, I probably could have. Yes, okay, that's fine.
Me.
That's
Oh
your
my God,
fault.
You need therapy.
Well, luckily for you, I'm getting it. It's true.
In your car.
Well, that's happening too. I won't lie about that. I just decided I should bring another person into it.
Yeah, well.
I'm in the car alone for like 10 hours a day, 10, 11 hours a day. And it's just me and the bees, folks. And they're prevalent. And I don't control them, so they can fly into different directions and they can zig when I should be zagging. And I start to think things that I shouldn't be thinking. And then I start thinking about, well, I'm upset about that, and I'm pissed, and I'm disappointed, I'm depressed, but then I rally. I mean, I pull out of it, and then I'm all happy. Dude, do you think I'm manic depressive? I don't know. I asked my therapist if I was a sociopath. I talked about that, and I said I have
You asked her that after how many meetings?
just one.
That's
This just started. Because I decided that I needed to talk to somebody, and not just you guys. And I like talking to you guys, but none of you are giving me the tools to fix myself. Well, actually, some of you are. Hold on, my phone's going off. But yeah, there have been several incidents that have led to this. Losing my fucking.
You listen to your 1 through 5.
You are killing it today. You are on fire.
Oh,
You need a microphone. Let's get you a microphone. Yes, this is probably a long time coming. Yeah, but yes, I've done it before. I've seen people before. I saw one person. I think I've told this. Well, I've told this story in here. I saw the one woman and I liked seeing her. I only saw her for like 6 sessions and she bailed. She's like, I'm giving up my practice. And I was like, well, of course, you weren't there to pat me on the arm and tell me that not everything is about me. So I just assumed that I had done something wrong and led her to flee the industry. And asked her. I was like, I actually verbalized that to her. I'm like, well, what did I do? And she's like, no, I'm having this talk with every patient. It's not like I'm doing it to hide from you. I'm not, like she just told me and then moved offices so I wouldn't follow her with my crazy. But I wasn't as crazy then, I don't think. Back, I mean, I was, but I guess I wasn't. But I don't know. Things have changed. Crazy's like wine. If you get older, it gets better. But you shouldn't indulge in too much of it because it's not good for you. And so to continue this wine analogy, I'm trying to put a cork in mine now. But in order to do that, you have to unfortunately pull the cork out and then dump your crazy all over somebody. And hello, new therapist, how are you? I will tell you this. There were certain catalysts that led me into this, and I've been thinking about it for a while. Losing my mind on the street a couple of weeks ago didn't help. Having my knee swell up because I fucking kicked the mailbox and throwing punches at signs, and then I think when I was doing the interlude with David, and I punched myself in the face because I did something wrong. I didn't get something in one take. And he's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I actually thought he was going to ask me to leave his house. Like, I think I told you guys about this and I made it funny, but it wasn't really funny in the moment. For the 2.5 hours, I went into a death spiral and David had to sit there in his own house and go, I don't know why this is fucking happening. And what's funny is I'm self-aware enough to know that these things are happening. What I need to do is find out how to not make them happen or how to stop them before they go off into that. Lily deals with it. Lily deals with it all the time here. Where I'll kind of lose myself. And then I start apologizing to her, and she's like, "Why are you apologizing?" Because I should have gotten that right. And she's like, well, "You'll get it right. Just it's okay. Take a break or whatever. Take a sip of water, and it's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. This is your show. Do it the way you want to do it." And if I mess up a word, because sometimes, look, the bees get unleashed, and then I wind up talking. I wind up running downhill, and I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, and then things that happen, and my mouth will crash, and I'll go like, literally, it's happened before to the point where we should keep it in sometime, because it'll be like, oh, and then the thing is, I went to the fucking store, and this guy looked at me, and I was like my mouth will get outrun by my fucking head. And then I'm like, damn it. And she's like, what, stop, it's okay. And I'm like, no, I was fucking running there. And she's just like, yeah, but runners fall. And then they get up and they keep running. It's fine. But you know what? It's not incumbent upon all of the adults in my world to tap me on the head and tell me I'm okay. I shouldn't be doing that to people. Or should I? I don't know. I can't figure it out. But I'm going to a person and thinking that's a good move. Well, seriously, and she seems nice, I guess, and it's weird, and because I don't know the first fucking thing about where to go and how to find somebody, so of course I went to the internet, and that's the best place to find anything. But I did reach out to friends who may have some contacts or may know what to do, and my brother told me, it was Lenny. He looked at me like a couple weeks ago and he goes, "You need to talk to somebody. You need therapy. You just do." I'm like, yeah, I get that sort of, but not really. I mean, but then he was right, and I knew he was right. And is this all like fucking boring navel gazing for people? I mean, they anybody who listens to the show knows that I fucking need therapy, probably. So this is no big surprise. But I will tell you this, I essentially looked at this as kind of the session where I would go ahead and talk, but I didn't get, but not really. I'm telling stories and being funny, but also this show is just id. I mean, it's just like whatever the fuck comes out, and that's the way it should be, and that's the way I want it to be. But I also want it to be fucking funny because ostensibly it's a comedy show. You would think. And fuck you would think. You would know, goddammit, because it's a fucking funny show. It just is, goddammit. I can't help it. It just is. I'm funny in my bones. That's a lot of halting sentences. But this is so funny. So I went to the first therapy session, and essentially, it was an episode of this show. Because I had to meet her, and I had to sit down and talk to her. And I will tell you this, it is going against every fiber of my being to not tell you what I told her. Like, it's like, because isn't that supposed to be confidential and private? But I want to tell you guys all about the session and what I said to her and the things that I came up with and stuff. But then I'm like, dude, that's ridiculous. But that's what I want to tell you. And I will tell you this, that I told her, I told her a ton of stuff, and she just wrote, like literally she just wrote the whole time I was talking. But let me tell you this too. I don't think I care for the first episode of the 40-Year-Old Boy Therapy because it was only 50 minutes long, and that is not long enough, quite frankly. Because she's like, we've got till this time, and I'm like, all right. And I just started talking, and I didn't breathe until the fucking 50-minute mark. And she's like, all right, we're stopping here. And I'm like, why? Why are we stopping? Because I talk till I'm done. That's always been my rule. And I was not done. But she was great, and then I'm leaving, but this will tell you why I'm in therapy. This right here. I mean, well, everything will, but I mean this particular thing. She's like, all right, we're stopping here, and I was like, great. And she goes, she told me, she goes, when do you want to do this? She goes, I have certain appointments, certain days. She goes, I know I can make time for you. She goes, you said your Wednesdays are clear. You're off on Wednesday, or we can keep doing it on Mondays if you want. And she goes, would you want to come in Wednesday morning? And I just went, absolutely not. I can't even imagine doing therapy in the morning and then doing this fucking show. That would just be crazy. And she's just like, all right, well, I understand that, so we'll keep it at Mondays. I said, fine. And I got up to leave, and she's like, oh, it was really nice to meet you. And I went, was that good? And she said, what? I go, was that good? Was that good? Did I do what I was supposed to do? Even in therapy, I needed an attaboy. Even in therapy, I needed someone to shovel compliment coal into my inferior furnace. Even there. This woman I'd known for 51 minutes. One of them on the phone to make the appointment, and then 50 to talk to her. And I still needed her to go, yeah, no, that was good. I mean, what the fuck? What is she going to say? That's good therapy. Absolutely. Oh my God, you really know how to talk. But then she did say, I can't say what she said, right? No, it's silly.
Well, you can, but the therapy doctor privilege is more to protect you than her.
Fuck that. Who needs protection?
Well,
Hey, I show up every Wednesday and I open a fucking vein and I bleed all over this microphone and then I fucking bail. It's just now I got to do it Monday morning too, for a much shorter amount of time. Yeah, but she was. I will. Well, fuck, I can't say that. All right, so she was great and she's nice. And then I saw her this week and she was nice. I got lost looking for her this week. I got a little panicked. Well, because when I made the appointment with her, I know the building, but I forgot the suite number. And when she emailed me, she didn't give me her phone number. I'd gotten it off the internet. So I get in the building and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what suite number it is. And so I looked on the board and her name wasn't on the because she's in a sub office with a bunch of other doctors or whatever the fuck. So I looked and I went door to door and I just poked my head in looking for surroundings that I recognized. And I sent her an email and said, hey, I'm in the building. What's the suite number? And I'm looking because I was like 10 minutes late. But then luckily she gave me 10 extra minutes. So that was nice. Because I can't do 40 minutes. Oh my God, cut me to 40 minutes? I got the light. I was doing therapy and she gave me the light. I'm waiting for her to give me the stretch sign. Nope, she gave me the light. Get off. But luckily, no, she gave me the 10 minutes on the back end, which was really nice of her, and I appreciate it. And I thank the crazy person who had to wait in the lobby while I was getting my final 10 minutes in. But I'm sure that person's not crazy. I'm the one who's crazy. Oh, no, you're the one that's crazy.
Institutionalized.
All right. Come to therapy with me and do that. It's perfect. We'll go in as a team. God knows you want that.
Oh, I would love to go to therapy with you.
Oh, of course you would. Who wouldn't?
Another hour of this a week? Yay!
So that would give you an even dozen. Because of the 11 we spend on Wednesday. 4 up top. And now you're off the hook, though. Now because you weren't covered under my plan. So I had to jettison you as a therapist and move on.
Oh my God.
So hopefully Lily will have less tension in her life as I don't come in here and I burden her with my nonsense.
We're all good.
Well, I hope so. We'll see. I'm not sure if that's true. And good things are happening, as I mentioned earlier. Did I mention that? Did I ever talk about the good things that are happening? All right. It's stupid because it's not really a good thing, but it is a good thing. And you don't care, but I care.
Everybody cares.
Oh, well, everybody does care? Well, let's see. We'll see.
Institutionalized.
You're the one that cares. Institutionalized.
All I wanted was a pet.
That's all I wanted.
Sorry.
All I wanted was a Pepsi. My hair has stopped falling out. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. If anything,
Started when you went to therapy?
no.
God.
Look at that. Life changes already.
All stress.
It's been like a month ago. It stopped, and believe me, because it was happening. And I was just like, I got zen about it. I'm like, well, it's fucking happening, and hopefully it slows down. Whatever the fuck happens. But then I started to realize that I'm not shedding anymore. Like it's not, because when I put product in my hair, I used to have I'd have like Wookiee hands, but now fucking it's not happening. And the drains are getting less stopped up, and it looks fuller. It looks like it's happening. And so I mean, and it could just be product. I have no fucking idea. It could just be a ruse. It could be just a game. It waited for me. It lulled me to sleep, and it waited for me to talk about it on the show. And now it's gonna all leap off my fucking head. Yes, you have a question?
Are you eating again? Is eating no longer for the week?
Well, eating is still for the week, but I eat one meal a day usually. Oh my God, fuck. Let's talk about this for just a second. Yesterday I ate a lunch, like a real lunch. I had to eat a lunch because Jill sent me a picture of her lunch, and I'm like, God damn, that looks like an awesome lunch. Now I have to have a lunch. So I ordered we have pulled chicken now at my fucking work. So I ordered a pulled chicken sandwich, and the other day my brother was eating something, and I was like, oh my Christ, well, how can you eat those? And he goes, you ever had them? I go, no, because you're supposed to try everything on the menu at work, so you're supposed to know what it tastes like, and you can tell people about it. But who the fuck's gonna ask me? I'm a fat guy. They're just assume that I like everything. So Lenny was eating stewed tomatoes. And I don't like cooked tomatoes. It's not a thing. Even in spaghetti sauce, it wasn't my deal. You know what I mean? Like I'd kind of pick around them, but I love spaghetti sauce. I love marinara sauce or meat sauce. But the whole tomatoes inside of it, nah, fuck all that. So so I said, well, can I try one of those? And he's like, yeah. So I tried one of his fucking stewed tomatoes. It was fucking delicious. It was so good. It was so good because you know what it just tastes like? It tastes like a capsule full of spaghetti sauce. That's all it is. It's just like a fucking golf ball made out of spaghetti sauce. That's all a fucking cooked tomato is. So I fucking ate it. I'm like, dude. So then yesterday, we also have sauteed okra. So I ordered a chicken sandwich, sauteed okra, and stewed tomatoes. Because I was told that the okra was really good, and I've never tried it again. I've had the fried okra, but not the sauteed. Dude, I ate it yesterday. I will eat it every day. Because you know why? I just want vegetables at my work. Because in Venice, they don't make any vegetables or salads other than the okra and the tomatoes, which I've now discovered, and I will now jump on the fucking train. But in Hollywood, they make all the fucking salads and all sorts of stuff. So I used to get grilled vegetables and salads and bring them home. But now, At this work, it's just like, hey, we've got macaroni and cheese with rice in it and potatoes if you want on top of that. You know, it's like all carbs and heavy meat. But now they got these vegetable choices and a couple of pickles. Dude, if I get some cold tomatoes, stewed tomatoes, some okra, some pickles, and then just eat some chicken for protein, holy fuck. No wonder my hair wants to stick around. It's awesome. Although, and also my hair hurt. I was in therapy. It's like, well, let's see how this breaks out. Let's see what happens. And by the way, I'm not going to fucking talk about this every week. It might come up, but I mean, I don't want you to think that all of a sudden I'm like, oh, dude, my therapy. I'm not trying to convert anybody or tell you that what you should, that this is good or bad or whatever the fuck. It's just happening. It's just happening. And so far it's good. I like her and she's nice. But now I don't want to turn into one of these fucking proselytizers who's just, the last thing I need is to be fucking Ted Stryker. And I start talking to you in the fucking plane. You wind up hanging yourself or stabbing yourself or whatever the fuck. That's not what the show's about. You're going to stop tuning in and all of a sudden I'm like, well, I'm better now. Nobody wants to hear a fucking show called I'm Better Now. And I will be honest with you, that scares the shit out of me. It scared the hell out of me. When I started to think about whether I should go and starting to consider it, and I'm like, well, dude, what if you get fixed and you're not funny anymore? And I know that sounds really fucking crazy, but it's a legitimate truth. Like I always thought to myself I needed to keep an edge. I needed to keep this and that. But the thing is, yeah, you can keep an edge. I mean, I just got to stop punching street signs. You know what I mean? It's like I can still be funny and do stuff and live a life, but it's like you just got to avoid wheeling on somebody and making them think that you're crazy because spittle flew out of your mouth when you said, what? I mean, it's just, I don't know. Maybe that's, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you got to do those things. And look, I'm sure I'll hit somebody eventually. That'll be fine. We'll all be happy with that, right? As long as it's not my therapist, it's good. It's a better story. So I'm going to Florida. I'm in Florida now as you hear this. That was another thing that kind of made me think about it. Because my mom and that, you get a sense of your own mortality a little bit. And also you get a sense of wanting to be happy. I just want to be happy. And right now I'm happier than I've been in a long time. And I want to make sure that continues. You don't want to be happy and then sad, or you don't want to be just, because once you become really happy, you want to stay really happy. You know what I mean? It's like once you find things that make you happy, you want to do everything you can to be a better person to make sure that all works. And Jesus Christ, now again, you're hanging yourselves because I'm going on and on. It's just so stupid. It just sounds like I'm learning. I'm constantly evolving, folks. My occipital protuberance is getting huge as we speak. It's just getting larger and larger. The furniture in my head is accumulating. That's it. The bees are lounging around on fucking wicker chairs. It's fantastic. All right. Never mind. Well, I love myself. That's all I'll say. And anybody who knows why in the past 15 seconds, good for you. All right, so. Oh, God damn it. I'm good on the fly. All right, so. Now I want to take. I can't, right? I should just leave it there for anybody who knows?
Figure it out.
All right.
They'll either know it or they won't.
All right,
Sometimes
good.
You just gotta drop the mic.
I'm doing it and walking away, me and David Frost. All right, so. So I'm in Florida now as I speak. And it was so funny. So my mom told me not to come, but I'd already bought the plane ticket, so that wasn't going to happen. So I'm trying to explain to her, Mom, I'm coming to see you, and you're going to be sick. I want to be there and stuff. And she said, oh, all right. And I said, and Jill is coming with me. She said, what? And I said, Jill is coming. She goes, you're bringing Jill? I said, yeah. She goes, oh, then you got to come. So like my mom, she doesn't give a fuck if I show up, but as long as Jill is coming, she's like, yeah, perfect. That's going to be a fantastic trip. And so I said to her, I go, what does that even mean? Like, why she goes, well, no, because it's perfect because, I'll be in the hospital for like the first 5 days and this gives you something to do. I said, Mom, I'm going to be in the hospital with you while you're there. It's fine. Jill's going to come with me. And she goes, oh boy, is she gonna, as long as she doesn't mind meeting me when I'm half dead.
I love your mom.
I said, I'm sure she's going to be fine with it, Ma. She goes, but that's okay. Then you can come to the hospital and see me for a couple of hours or whatever and say hi, and then you guys can go and have fun. Oh, my God, go to the beach. It's such a nice town. I'm like, Mom, you don't need to plan my vacation. I'm coming out to see my mother after her cancer surgery. And she goes, oh, the hell with all that. I'll be fine. Be in the hospital for 5 days, and you guys can come in and see us, and then just have the rest of the day to yourselves. Just make sure you stay by a nice place by the beach. And I was like, all right. My cancer-ridden travel agent, thank you for stepping up. Are you sure, Ma? It seems like you know the area. Can we kind of put you on a dolly like Lecter and roll you around so you can show me the sights? Just me, Jill, and Heffalung Johnson going off and checking out an Applebee's in town? The fuck? And I think it's just because she's getting, she wants to get her mind off the surgery or anything and think about having a good time. And I get that. I understand that. But she just said, oh, I can't wait to meet her. She goes, I hope I'm awake to meet her. And I go, well, because she's not there the whole time I'm there. She has to go home for work or whatever. And so my mom's like, well, as long as she doesn't mind seeing me. She goes, because I'll tell you what, Michael, she goes, the way you talk about her, she sounds like she really makes you happy. And I just want you to be happy. And I said, well, because what do you say to that? What do you say to that? You have cancer. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to be healthy. I mean, what the fuck? But that's being a mom. That's being a dad. That's always caring about somebody ahead of yourself. And that's something I've never done. And it's become very obvious to me recently. And it's a pattern. I don't care about anybody ahead of myself. I've never really, well, I do. I mean, that's why I said I'm fighting with whether or not I'm a sociopath, even though I'm not, because I have feelings and I care about people. But at the same time, I care about me, and I want to make sure that everything works out for me, and I make choices for me. I need to start being an us, right? Or a we? Or even better, a you. Remove myself from it, because I have never done that. I've always operated on a what's best for me basis. I've been impulsive and selfish and immature and done things that I shouldn't do, and it's, and left carnage in my fucking wake. But that, you got to stop, right? Don't you got to pay the check at some point? And I think that's now. Case in point. I mentioned earlier there were people in Wisconsin who wanted to have a word with me. When I was in Milwaukee a couple of weeks ago, I was there with Jill. We went to see Rick Springfield. I told you about that. It was a good trip. I opened up my email. I don't look. I love all of you. You're fantastic people. But sometimes I wonder who you think I am. But I also know who I am to a certain extent, and I know who I've been, and I know who I want to be. But I also, please make no mistake, I know exactly who I am. Why do you think I'm going to somebody to try to help me fix that? So I happened to be in Milwaukee, and nobody knew I was in Milwaukee. I mean, I didn't broadcast it. You know what I mean? That I was making that trip. I didn't talk about it on the show, I don't think. It wasn't until I started putting pictures on Facebook that I was there, because even our friend Warren, who's a listener to the show, and he's seen me a couple of times up there, he wrote, holy, you know what? You're in Milwaukee? Which made me laugh. I think it was something like that. I was just like, yes. And I love that he thinks that I'm just there, to see everybody. I'm there shaking hands with listeners or something. No, Warren, I had stuff to do in Milwaukee. But I said I've been getting emails. I got an email from Wisconsin that I wanted to talk about. I got an email. So I'm in Wisconsin. I just happen to be in Wisconsin and I get this email. And I'm not going to say names, but I got an email from a woman in Wisconsin. And, hey, Mike, I should just read it. We want to extend an invitation to you to come to our clothing optional sex party in Green Bay. This probably comes out of left field to you, but we thought that you would be someone who would really be interested in this. And we wanted to meet you, and we think that this would be a great opportunity. And we know from the show that this is the kind of thing you like. Now, you don't have to take your clothes off. You can just watch.
Oh my God, I love these people.
But it's in Green Bay, and it's here, and it's this date, and we would love it if you could come. Now, I'm paraphrasing that email because I'm trying to go off the top of my head, but it was literally just like, we know you. You'd like this. Would you like to come to our clothing optional sex party in Green Bay? And the weird fucking thing is, I don't even know how they knew I was there. I didn't tell anyone I was going to be there. I didn't say I was going to be in town. And it's that week. It's that fucking week that I'm there. Is Google, like, there might be like a Google Maps for porn. Is there an RSS thing that pops up on me when I'm in town? All the Vice perks up because they know I'm around? What the fuck? So I just love the whole message of, we know you, you'd like this, you should come. Because I'll be honest with you, they're probably not wrong a lot. They're not wrong, really. Because I'll be honest with you, me probably would have liked that. I don't think us would be too thrilled with that at all. And that's who I need to be. I need to be an us. I need to be a we. I need to be a you. And I can tell you, us, we, and you, not happy with me going to that party. Me might have considered it, but not, no, we, us, and you not going at all. I need to learn to be happy for long stretches, not happy in the moment. I need to learn to not be impulsive and go, yeah, I should fucking do that, and not think about what's going to happen after. And that's what I'm trying to fix. That's what I'm trying to take care of, because too often I do the impulsive thing and wind up having to explain afterwards. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You shouldn't do that. And all that said, it was a clothing optional sex party in Green Bay. I've been to Green Bay. Believe me, the only thing I want to watch getting fucked out of Green Bay is the Packers. You guys can get me at mike@MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. You can find our friend David Hernandez, who does all of the artwork for the show and all of the music for the show, at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez. Or you can go visit his website at artbydmh.com. That's ARTBYDMH.com, and possibly commission him to do some artwork for you. He would be happy to listen. Our friend Lily Von Stupp produces the show. You can find her at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. You can follow her at several different Twitter accounts. Twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, Twitter.com/MNTs, Twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest. But if you'd like to reach out and get a personal note to her and ask her just how high the waist is on the sweatpants she's wearing today, you can write her at Lily@burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Joe business, Joe, oh, you're dirt. Joe business, Joe, oh, you're dirt. Joe business, Joe, oh, you're dirt. Don't tell me that you haven't bought the big angry. Not yet. Buy it at your business. Look at that kick-ass art for sale. Tweaked audio just cannot fail. Buy it at your business. Hey, the Schmidt, it comes alive. He'll like rap or buy you one through five. Joe, oh, you're dirt. Buy it at your business.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. Pioneered, engineered, owned, produced, and put on by my good friend Lily Von Stupp. Hey Lily, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. That seems like an abrupt great. How are you? It seems like you don't even want to talk to me. It seems like we don't even know each other anymore.
You don't know me.
No, I do. I know everything about you. I don't. I know nothing about you. No, I think I know something. I do. I know some things about you.
You know several things about me.
I do. I know some great things about you. I also know some dark things about you.
Yes.
So dark.
So dark.
How are you, Lily?
I'm fantastic, Michael.
Now, this is where we've already told them this is a Friday record, so I can't say how was the show Monday, because we've got the show coming up this Monday, which is the Goonies show, which is, I'm sure, was great. It was a huge success. Everybody was fantastic.
I'm sure it was, too.
It was. Lily has she's sitting Indian style on a chair, and she has her phone in her lap, and the light is just shining on her crotch. It's hysterical. It looks like I want to take a photo of it and put it up. That's exactly what it looks like. It's like I'm waiting for some like 4 wise men with a divining rod to just plug it right in there.
Oh, they're actually going to come out.
And I was going to go with 3 wise men, but I know you could probably handle more than that.
I cannot.
What?
No.
Well, two. No, come on. Two. Yeah, you could work it. You could actually get a fifth wise man in there if you really tried.
I don't think I could.
Well, let's see. Fellas? So who's going to be at the Monday to Tease this particular week, which is the week of April 6th? Yeah, it's April 6th. No, it is. It's the 7th because the 8th is when I'm coming home from Florida on a flight.
April 7th, it is Miss May's birthday. We are celebrating Miss May's birthday. There's a lot of amazing performers. I think I may be hosting. I'm not sure. It's going to be a great show. Lots of titties, lots of bumps, lots of grinds, some glove peels.
Tickets available now at brownpapertickets.com for all of that. I think you did, sure. Go to brownpapertickets.com for tickets to all of the Monday Night Tease events that are up and coming. And also join facebook.com/Monday Night Tease. And you will learn about all the upcoming events and see photos from the previous Monday Night Tease and all that stuff. You get a recap and a preview. You just become one of the Monday Night Tease, one with the Monday Night Tease universe, which is what we need you to be. So go to facebook.com/Monday Night Tease and you will get updates and find out who's coming and when. Brown Paper Tickets. Are there other shows you want to plug coming up that are like super special theme shows, or we'll get to them week to week?
Michael Jackson is coming up the week after that on the 14th.
Absolutely. So that'll be a good show too. Tickets available. Go to Brown Paper Tickets and search them. I believe Brown Paper Tickets has a drop menu for you to find out how many tickets are there. So you should find out if anything, because it'll tell you if it's sold out. It's pretty easy. It's actually really simple. If you go there and you click on it, there'll be a drop down menu to tell me how many tickets are left available. Correct? Right, Lily?
Brown Paper Tickets. We love them. They're a sponsor of the show. They're easy to use. There's cheap fees. They're awesome.
They are great, and they've always been good to me when I've used them when I've gone out on the road.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, might be happening more coming up. Let me tease that real quick.
What?
That's right, America. I may be coming out and doing live shows. And not may, I will be. But it's all it's being figured out right now by top men. Top men. Remember, go to facebook.com/the40year-old boy and be my friend. Remember to go to facebook.com/groups/Westside86Jokers and become a member of the Mike Schmidt fan club. And go and look at everybody whose dog has clothes on. Oh my Christ. A lot of you went crazy and dressed up your dogs. Good for you. I'm excited about that because I think I should have mentioned this. I love dogs with clothes on. I love it. It wasn't even ironic. It wasn't silly. I wasn't being a goof. But I will tell you this. A lot of you posted all your dogs and you're like, look how cute. If your dog's not a Boston Terrier, don't care. Do not care. I mean, I do, and it's lovely, and I'm glad you put clothes on it, and that's great. But I like Boston Terriers because they're not dogs. They have people faces. So it's like having a little person with 4 legs, and that's awesome. And then you put him in a suit, and he looks even better. Holy God. But I like your dogs, too. They're all cute. I can tell you that they do not like me or the podcast. No wonder dogs want to fucking bite me and attack me because I say one thing, and immediately everybody goes, hey, we got to put a hat on that dog. We got to put a hat on that dog. Grab him. And he just wants to exist. He just wants to walk around and eat milk bones and Alpo and then stare out the window at the fucking dogs. The other dogs, the cats, the birds. Who the fuck knows? But join the Westside 86 Jokers page, and then you too can put a photo up of your dog wearing a hat. MikeSchmidtComedy.com exists. I'm sorry, I'm trying to plug stuff. MikeSchmidtComedy.com, of course, exists. And if you go there, you can go to the Joe Business page. And we got all sorts of stuff for sale. We got the Yurt Dirt Dirt shirt. And then we've got the tweakedaudio.com/40 products. We've got, earbuds and gear and watches and things like that. They're always sponsoring the show, and they're great about it, and I do appreciate it. Thank you so much there, Bruce, and everybody at tweakedaudio.com/40. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5 of this podcast are available. Go ahead and pick those up individually or together as the UN of Evil box set. And then, of course, the Big Angry CD is out there. I will personalize it for you if you buy it through me for the Life of Schmitty download. Schmitty Comes Alive download, which I endorse highly because I was there and it was great. It's a really good show. And that's $5. That's $5 comedy, folks. You can't beat that. Buy it for a friend. Buy it for 2 friends. That's $10 comedy. If you buy it for 4 friends, that's only $20. More math. God damn it, more math. So go ahead and pick up all this stuff. And also, I forgot to mention this last week. I should mention it now. Amazon.com. We are an affiliated salesperson with them. If you clicked through the Amazon banner at MikeSchmidtComedy.com on the Joe Business page, I get credit, and we get credit, and things happen, and that all gets rolled back into the show. I'm still not sure how it works and how much percentage I get because I refuse to read the fine print. I just went ahead and joined. So there's a good chance I owe Amazon a baby at some point. They may come calling with their very efficient, pristine workers who wear white gloves and work. Have you ever seen anything in the online expose of Amazon where they can't talk to one another and they can't? I mean, it's this. They work in silence. It's fucking ridiculous. Jeff Bezos, dude, Wait, is he the Amazon guy or is he the Google guy? I always mix him up.
Bezos is Amazon.
Isn't Google being run by a ham? What did we say earlier? Like 6 episodes ago or something like that? Google was being run by a plate of sauerkraut or something? God damn it. I'll tell you what, I stumble into shit like that and I go, God, that's fucking hysterical. I said all that stuff. And guess what? You just got to do it again the next week. You just got to do it again the next week. I don't get a time to breathe. I don't get a time to look back and go, God damn, that was awesome. I don't get to sit on a porch with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal and think to myself, God damn, I'm the funniest guy in the world. Instead, no, I've got to just do it the next week and do it the next week. And this week, I had to do it the next day. Fuck, I did a show Wednesday and then it came out Thursday and here I'm recording a show on fucking Friday. And now you're listening to it on a Thursday or possibly on a Friday. Maybe on a Wednesday. Again, I don't know when you guys do your fucking business. Some of you may have a podcast day. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, podcast day. Maybe Saturday's your podcast day. You go ahead and you dress up in your podcast suit and you walk around in your yard and you listen to podcasts and you mow the lawn, unless you're in the Midwest. Because in the Midwest, guess what? You're never going to see your lawn again. You are aware of that, right? It's just snow and fucking death and hell. I can't even imagine being in the Midwest this winter because it was bad the whole time. But now it's March. So you're sitting there and you're like, all right, home stretch, right? We're ready. And it's going to be America in spring again. And there's going to be greenery. And guess what, dude? You live in the road. That's where you live. The Midwest is the fucking road. So grab your son and a shopping cart and just push it up the goddamn highway and hope to escape. It's not going to happen. You're never going to make it out. Eventually, you're going to fucking get brought down by a pack of wild dogs. And then they're going to try to bite you and you'll be frozen and their teeth won't penetrate your skin and then you'll get away. You'll go ahead and get up and you'll run away and that'll be fantastic. But man, I have no idea how the fucking Midwest is doing it. I'm in Florida. As you hear this, I'm in Florida and it's got to be perfect, right? It has to be perfect. You know what? You get skin cancer from the sun. But I got to think that's a decent trade-off considering the alternative is sitting in your house watching the polar vortex fucking destroy your yard and your house and keep you fucking bone chilled because it is awful. I talk to people back there all the time and they're just like, dude, it's 9. And this is all the time. It's not like, hey man, today's cold. No, it's, hey, it's 9, always. We are now trapped in 9. Fucking Anita Morris is going to come by and dance at my house. That's how 9 it is here. I can't believe how 9 it is. Can you believe? That's how hot it is. Hot redhead dancing on my porch still doesn't thaw the snow. Fucking Anita Morris just showed up. That's how fucking 9 it is at my house. It won't fucking budge. And granted, if Anita Morris shows up, I don't mind that it's 9. But fuck me, man. I can't deal with 9 now. I'm human lunch meat. I'm nobody. I'm baloney in pants. God damn it. Why do I think I'm somebody special? Why do I think I'm anybody interesting? I'm not. All I bring to the table is everything that everybody else does, but louder. Don't hit snooze on me, motherfucker. I am a hilarious noise machine. I'm going to tell you this. You need to sit down and reevaluate your life if you can pull 2 midget Indian wrestlers out of your skull at any time. You know what? I don't even need you people here. Seriously, I do this. I love me. I don't give a fuck what you think, how you think. God damn it, I'm the greatest. I can't go for Schmidt. No. No can do. 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 No can do.